Hi people, I'm back from my vacations in Portugal and I completely failed the booktubeathon. I spent the entire week running about Lisbon. I left home every day at like 10 a.m. and came back. It was 11 and I had to sleep. So I had almost no time to read during that week. But I managed to finish one book that week, and that was Love and Friendship by Jane Austen, which was part of the yearathon uh, challenge, which was to read classics. Didn't quite made it to that week, but I ended up finishing it in the booktubeathon week, which I ended up not participating, obviously. I read this one by Jane Austen. She wrote this when she was like a teenager, 14, 16, around that age, and it's so funny. It's hilariously ironic. These were her first tries at writing ironic romances, and it's just small stories in letter form that will make you appreciate Jane Austen and the growth she did, but her writing is in such a young age so excellent. After that, I had one week at the beach, and I could manage to read one book. I have no idea why I was reading so slow that week, but I saw some friends and etc. So I did not spend my entire time reading, though I do love reading by the pool and at the beach. So I read The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald finally, and I loved it. I took some time reading the biography that's in the beginning, but then I loved the story. I think that's the thing that's happening a lot with classics, is that if I watch the movie first, it will not stop me from reading the book or enjoying it. It will actually help me picture everything in my head, because even though it's translated, I read this one translated. The language and the translation is a bit old. It's from the 80s, I believe. So watching the movie helped me figuring out what was he actually describing, and I think it's not behind, it's just in a different approach of the book, which is the thing I actually appreciate in movies. I don't go in them thinking there will be worse or I'm gonna compare them to the book. I think, let's see, what is this director's approach to the book, and a lot of the times it's not that bad, except in Percy Jackson. So those were the two books I read in July. Then I went to a music festival in the third week. I'll show you pictures of Lisbon and the week I spent in music festival playing now. But I managed to read in the bus there and in the plane and now at home, and I'm reading Looking for Alaska by John Green. I said I was gonna read it, and I'm actually reading this one, so hallelujah, and I'm loving it. Now let's go to my July book haul. Most of these books are Portuguese, so I'm gonna just tell you the name. If you're Portuguese and you're interested, you can ask about them down below, and I will make a post about this on my blog so you can read it. It's in the description. So yeah, first I'm gonna show you the ones that are not Portuguese. So I bought Mouse by Art Spiegelman. This is volume 1 and 2 together. So I saw this and no idea they had it in Portugal, and because it's a comic book, I do believe I will find it easier in Portuguese because of the writing. So I bought it in Portuguese, which is very normal to me, as you can probably already tell by the hauls I've done. But yeah, I bought Mouse. I can't wait to read this one. Everyone has it. Everyone is reading it. Graphic novel that I want to read. and it's actually my first graphic novel, so that's that. Next one is a book I won by the publisher, the Portuguese publisher, and it's a book by Lauren Eisberger. I just totally misspelled her name, but yeah. Lauren Eisberger is the same author as The Devil Wears Prada, and this book is called Chasing Harry Winston, or in Portuguese the title is kind of funny. It's looking for a diamond for a serious relationship, which I find very amusing. But yeah, the book is. Now we'll go to the Portuguese books in Portuguese and written by Portuguese authors, published by a Portuguese publisher. So if you just want to look at the pretty covers, you can totally, just don't skip it. First, I have a non-fiction book. It's about Dona Maria II. It's by Luísa Paiva-Boleu. I've read one of her books, a non-fiction book by her about Dona Maria I, and because I'm reading Dona Maria II by Isabel Stilwell, this was just looking at me and smiling and telling me to bring it home. And I love the pages with photos. I love these pages. I just look at them 300 times every time I'm reading. Next one, also because I'm reading Dona Maria II by Isabel Stilwell, is a book, it's a novel, it's a romance by Isabel Machado, Vitória de Inglaterra. It's about the Queen Victoria of England. And I love the subtitle. It's The Queen Who Loved and Threatened Portugal. And if you don't know, I told you not to skip. Portuguese and English history are very connected. And Victoria was a very big friend of Dona Maria II. They were the same age, and her husband, Prince Alberto, everyone knows him, was cousin of Dona Maria II's husband, Dom Fernando II. They were both from Saxe-Court. They exchanged letters all the time. And then Dona Maria II died very young, giving birth. And as we all know, Queen Victoria lived until she was 81. And then she kind of blew the Portuguese monarchy away. She did this thing, an ultimatum, about the divisions in the African continent, which kind of was like the last piece for the Republicans to start to plan their thing and monarchy in Portugal. So I think that's really weird that Victoria was at the same time, in the beginning, a very big friend of Portugal and honoring that long friendship that the two countries had. I don't know. And then by the end of her life, she was the one who managed to make that last step that basically abolished monarchy. The next two, one of them was an impulse buy, is Mother Paula by Patricia Müller. This is about a lover of a Portuguese king who was a nun. And that's interesting for starters. And then I had never seen a book about her, so I had to buy it, and it's kind of small, so it fit the bag. Everything was okay. Really interested because I've never read anything about Mother Paula, and that's a real name, by the way. Then the last book is by José Manuel Saraiva. This is an historical romance also, and it's very short, and look at the printing. It's gigantic. And it's about Carlota Joaquina. The title is The Last Letter to Carlota Joaquina, A Última Carta de Carlota Joaquina. And it's about the boat journey from Lisbon to Brazil, which they did when it was Napoleon invasions arrived to Portugal. As we probably know, if you're Portuguese, Carlota Joaquina was kind of a bitch. She was like the worst queen we could ever possibly have. Because she torn brothers apart. She was basically the foundation for a civil war, and she hated her husband. It's a fact that he died by poison. We don't know who poisoned him, but there's a very big chance that it was her, or it was her conspiration. So she's a very interesting character in history, in Portuguese history. A very hated person in our history. So I can't wait to read this one, so I can understand her or hate her more, or both, both are good. So yeah, I will continue to read Looking for Alaska, and I will update you in some things. My schedule is a lot less heavier than in the first semester of this year, so I'm waiting and praying and hoping that I will be doing a lot more reading and a lot more videos. While I hope to have more videos for you, I will do top 5 Wednesday tag. You know what that is? Yeah, I will leave the link to the Goodreads group down below in the description. But yeah, I thought sometimes I don't have ideas, as you can probably tell if you're subscribed to this channel. So I thought this was a good idea, because then I will always have something that I can show you to you every Wednesday if I like the topic. So yeah, wait for a video tomorrow. And that's it for today's, guys. I will see you soon. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment if you like this. You can also follow me on Goodreads, Twitter, and Tumblr. Every single link about this, it's down below. Se és português, o meu blog em português também está lá embaixo. Portanto, hope you do that. Hope you subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye!